right, good morning and welcome to our segment that we get to speak to you in terms of issues that affect different individuals. You might be from home, it might be about school, it might be at workplace. We are providing you with a safe space, and this program is in conjunction with the Counseling Services Department of Midland State University. If you recall from our previous programs, we were speaking with Mr. Munyira, giving us tips and giving us insights of different types of mental problems, different types of problems that people really face. And he's an expert in this field. So my name is your Uncle Kyle, and in the studio I am with Mr. Munyira. Mr. Munyira, welcome you once again to Midland State University radio station.
Thank you very much. Good morning, viewers.
All right. And without wasting much of the time, today we want to speak about a safe space specifically. What do you mean by safe space? There might be wondering, what is it that you mean when you're saying safe space?
Yes, thank you very much. When we are talking about safe space, we are talking about a very important component in people's lives. Mm-hmm. People must be able to feel secure. Mm-hmm. They must be able to feel comfortable. Mm-hmm. They must be able to feel safe from harm. So by safe space, we are talking about issues to do with the security of individuals with regards to their emotional content, with regards to their mental health issues, with regards to their physiological makeup. Mm-hmm. So a safe space actually talks about mental health.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. So a lot of people have been speaking about mental health issues, but it seems like in our country, or maybe in some other parts of the country, let's say kunana glass, nana kuzasi kuma outskirts, they feel kuti something that is called mental health doesn't exist. They just feel kuti kungozviitisa. So kafana izvi ukaenda kumataga karomberenga wakanotaura nyaya kuti there might be mental issues that this person is going through. Maybe just in brief, just to tell us about that.
Yeah, that's quite interesting, sir. Mm-hmm. You know, people run away from the truth, mm-hmm. but ignoring the truth does not change the truth. Mm-hmm. Actually, what happens is that since time immemorial, mm-hmm. we have mental health issues affecting people. Vanhu vanopenga, you know, kune vanhu vanopenga, tinosangana vanhu vachinzi zvoni anorwara nepfungwa, kana kuti akuda kuzvisungirira kana kuti akazvisungirira, kana kuti izvozviya zvokuti pane domestic violence. All those issues are in mental health. Saka to say mental health issues do not exist, I think that will be limiting ourselves from accessing quality services that go by. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yes.
Right. Now, why is it necessary to know about safe space?
It is very necessary. In your introduction, you talked about Midland State University providing counseling services. Mm-hmm. You see, we provide counseling services as a way of creating safe space for our students, for our staff members, and the community at large. Because when people struggle with mental health issues, they are limited to provide quality services with regards to staff members. They are also affected in their learning process as far as our students are concerned. So by creating a safe space at a university, you are saying this is an assurance to say, should you go through mental health issues, should you go through issues that may affect your learning, might affect your stay at the university, counseling services there to provide that support, to create a safe space, you say.
Right. Now, how much does it take that safe space? How much does it take to create that safe space?
A safe space is created by the counseling department, as I've said. where the Midlands State University has qualified counsellors to identify mental health issues, to provide sensitization, to provide mobilization, so that people are aware of the emotional dynamics that are taking place in them. So it calls for committed, qualified, and counsellors who have the passion for people work. So it calls for a lot of training, a lot of commitment with regards to listening to the people's concerns. You know, our job focuses on listening to people's concerns, people's issues, and try by all means to be empathetic and help the clients accordingly.
Okay.
So it's quite a job. Yeah, it's quite a job.
Wow. Remember, you are listening to Midlands State University radio station, and we are on the Counselling Services segment with the Counselling Services Department representative, Mr. Munyira. Okay, I just want to just focus on something a bit different now. It's something that we have never talked about, which I have seen that people are quite interested in the work that you do, Mr. Munyira, of counselling services. What does it take for one to become a counsellor? Just in brief.
Yeah, sure. That's a surprising question.
Sure.
It calls for one, the passion for people work, as I've said, the desire to see people grow, the desire to see people work through their milestones. So it also calls for, of course, educational qualifications. They do apply, because as we provide these services, we must be informed by specific counseling approaches. We also are informed by some counseling processes and practices. We also are informed by the ethical issues. So some educational qualifications are also called for. And then one has to be registered by the Allied Health Professions Council in order to be able to provide counseling services. You know, counseling services are regulated.
Sure.
They are regulated by the Health Professions Council of Zimbabwe.
Okay.
So one is not actually allowed to touch human souls without that certification. But unfortunately, people do so. But they will not be able to take responsibility of their actions should anything else happen.
All right. So we spoke about what it means, what safe space means, and why it is necessary to know about it, as well as what it takes to create a safe space as well. Can you briefly just tell us about the signs of an unsafe space?
Yeah, an unsafe space is characterized by lack of concern for people's issues. When people are unsafe, there are so many cases of suicide. There are so many cases of isolation, rejection. There are so many cases of relationship issues. There are so many cases of, in the case of our students, dropping, failing to complete schoolwork. There are so many cases of family dysfunctions when there is an unsafe space. And then you can also not realize people's potentials because the ground is not safe for growth. People fail to solve issues with dignity, because when someone is operating in a safe space, he or she is able to solve difficult issues with dignity. You see, so an unsafe space incapacitates people to solve long-range problems. People always push their issues to others. So that shows that it's an unsafe space. Another issue that relates to unsafe space is that people that are produced from such a space are not useful. They cannot operate to their capacity. You see, it's like one who does not have a balanced diet. He suffers from malnutrition. You see.
Okay.
So if a society has such people, they lack motivation. They lack usefulness. They cannot mobilize resources. They fail to take opportunities as they come by. They are, in effect, in a victimhood mood.
All right.
Yeah, they always suffer from the victimhood mood, a deficit mood, you see. And unsafe space is also characterized by trust deficit. There are no trust. They cannot trust anyone. There is trust deficit. So when there is trust deficit, in fact, you cannot invest in anything with someone in such an environment. Yeah.
And what are the signs of a safe space now?
The signs of a safe space are emotional maturity.
Okay.
Emotional maturity, psychological maturity, social maturity, and identity. One can actually maintain integrity. You know, when people are in a safe space, they move with the confidence of a mosquito when she meets an elephant, to say we are all animals regardless of the difference in stature.
All right. Okay.
So you are developing someone who can meet any consequence, any challenge in life. One who is energetic, one who is motivated, one who, when he or she meets a challenge, he is happy about it. To say, I am able to apply myself to solve this issue, to solve this problem, you know. So someone from a safe space is very innovative. Is very innovative. When he meets a problem, he takes it as an opportunity to apply himself or herself and to come up with solutions, because we don't live in an environment where solutions are provided for us. We need to work through to get the solutions. Yeah.
All right. Now, just tell us about. Okay, just in brief. I know that we are almost done with what we wanted to talk about. To someone who is going through mental health issues, someone who is who feels that they are staying at an unsafe space, how do they get hold of you? How do they approach you? Because the problem that we have, especially with men nowadays, is that men, we hardly want to speak out because we will end up feeling some sort of inferior. You see, the issue of inferiority complex always overshadows us as men. So as men, when we go through troubles, when we go through tribulations, even at work or at home, we find it very hard to tell another man just because that person is a counselor. We find it hard to speak out to our problems, and which is why many men right now are committing suicides. And some are also engaged in drug and substance abuse because of so many issues, because men are different from women who can be able to speak out. Women can feel free sometimes to speak out, but men, it's hard. How do they go about it?
Uncle Carl, you sound to be one of the counselors in what department, because you know these issues quite well. I like your questioning. You know, we always say people gain nothing by withholding their feelings and displaying what they don't feel. So people are encouraged to seek services when they are facing some mental health issues. In fact, I want to just correct when you said when people are going through some mental health issues. It's like there is no virgin in the maternity ward. And the world is the maternity ward. We are all in the maternity ward. In other words, we all face some mental health issues at one time or the other. We all face those mental health issues. They could not be directly on you, but they could be on your son, on your daughter, and then by so doing, being collective in nature, we are bound to be affected by such problems. So I am saying every person face mental health issues. So for those of us men who hide when we face mental health issues, we are doing ourselves a disservice. But actually, from a counseling point of view, it's a sign that men struggle with their ego. They always want to protect their ego. They think that when they disclose, they are exposing themselves. Yet, when you disclose what is taking place in you, you will get assisted, and you also empty the pressures, the conflicts that are in you, and then you feel relieved. So we encourage people to seek services. We always say a problem shared is a problem half solved. So men die because they hold on to the pressures that they are going through.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Because of time, as we wrap up, can you just talk to us about counseling, how it comes about in the center of Safe Space?
Yeah, counseling is quite central in Safe Space because it helps to identify some mental health issues that people will be facing at a particular moment.
Okay.
Like now, we are struggling with drug and substance abuse, which is affecting almost everyone. You know, and counseling is there to look at issues that people are facing. Counseling is there to approach, to find intervention strategies to tackle the pandemic, the mental health pandemic. So with counseling, people get to know themselves. They get to know their personality. They get to know their weaknesses. They get to know their self-awareness. They are aware of themselves. They are also better prepared to solve even long-range problems with counseling. So counseling is non-judgmental. That makes it exclusive service to people because we accept people as they are, regardless of their background, regardless of their social status. We say everyone deserves good life. So when people come to a counseling session, they are accepted, they are loved. We are empathetic. We always value human life as much as is possible. You see, we regard ourselves as conduits for God's power. When God wants to help people, He uses other people, and we are one of those.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. Because of our time, to all those who are probably listening right now, there might be MSU staff or students or just the general public that may be tuned into this show right now. How do they get help through the Counseling Services Department of Midland State University?
Our stakeholders, our students and staff, they can get assistance from us through face-to-face counseling services. They can also get services through virtual platforms. These can get our services 24/7.
All right.
Yes. Then our community can also get services through these shows, which is quite important. And also, if they get in touch with us, we can also refer them. And we find ways to assist them, and through referrals and so forth. And they can get in touch with me on 0772 854 157.
Can you repeat the number?
0772 854 157.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Munyira, for coming through today for this segment of this counseling services segment that we always bring to our listeners right here on Midland State University radio station. And for those who have been tuned in, remember to stay logged in before we cross over back to our main studio with Fearless. But I'm pretty much sure that she will be handing over to the mid-morning show crew pretty soon. So my name is your Uncle Kyle. Until we meet again on our next session of the counseling segment right here on Midland State University radio station, it's bye-bye for now.